Alright, you guys, it is Miss Lady's birthday, so she is a year old today, September 12th. Um, stay. So she's gonna eat this. This is a Cornish hen. It is raw. They don't necessarily eat raw regularly, but they eat raw every once in a while. Ah, Paco, you better not, little boy. Oh, so. So yeah, so we're gonna do a little bit of a raw feeding. So this Cornish hen, I wanted to stuff it, but when I got it, which I got it on Friday, it was frozen. And so I figured that was good because Jack tends to eat things really quickly. But let's do it. Good girl. Okay. So Jack is the most food aggressive dog that I have. And she does pretty well with me. Other dogs, not so much. I guess except for Samara when it comes to kibble. I guess kibble's just not that high value. But anyway, that's why you guys can kind of see the original on her back is a little raised. Paco's hanging around here. And so, yeah, that's what you get. And that's why I didn't want to do this outside because Jack, not that she's very possessive. She's very possessive of her food. And so she would literally just run into a corner. And if I got too close, she'd be like, I'm not too comfortable with this. And she'd run away. So, and here she can't do all that. Could I take that away from her? I could, but I'd probably definitely be... She'd get in trouble because she wouldn't just leave it. We don't really work with raw food that often, to be honest, y'all. And it is partially frozen to keep her from eating it too quickly. I already said that. So my dough at first was to like... Because I thought I was getting unthawed when I got it from the store. So my original thought was to... Oh, nice nasty. Put your paw on it to hold it steady, girl. Girl. Anyway, my ideal, first of all, was to fill it up with something, like put something in it. But it was frozen already. So I'm like, you know what? This is good enough. Yeah, let's see how this video goes. Because, like I said, she's my most food aggressive dog that I've had. And she's been like this since she's a puppy. And so I might have to correct her if she does too much. She's doing good now. It's very clearly she's in a corner. She could be in that corner over there. But it's very clear she's in a corner and her hackles. They were raised more when she first had it. Less now that I'm not doing anything. But I guarantee you, if I stood up, her hackles go back up. I don't know if she would growl or not. We've been working on that. But her hackles will definitely go up. Yeah, Samara's crying. I tried my hardest to wait. Because all the dogs have eaten except for Samara. I tried my hardest to wait, but Samara, she's still not very good at being quiet, especially when food's involved. And she can hear me, getting the bowls ready naturally. And so she hasn't eaten yet. I tried to wait as long as possible, but Jack was sitting over here being nice and quiet, ready for her birthday meal. So I decided to go ahead and feed her because Samara's still, doing a lot of noise. So I'm thinking, chef you guys. Oof. I'm thinking that I might take her 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. I did want to get this whole thing on film. So we'll see. This is her first time she's had Cornish hen. She's had chicken and stuff before. But first time for Cornish hen. So I wanted to do this video in the morning because I said I used to do raw a lot more often. I don't know if you guys have been on my channel for a long time. But I used to do raw more often than I currently do, and so they don't have raw too often. So just in case this messes with her stomach, I want it to be where, she had all day to get it out of her system, and then tonight she'll be back on kibble. So I could have filled the thing up with kibble, but honestly, I did not take this thing out to thaw. It was in the refrigerator since I got it, which I got on Friday. Today is Sunday, by the by. And I kept it in the refrigerator, and since I didn't take it out, I just had it kind of in the kitchen. It didn't really unthaw all the way, so it's just fine. Like I said, keeping it frozen will keep her from just swallowing large pieces and have her at least do a little chewing, which we'll definitely need to do for the chest area and stuff, where there's the rib bones that are smaller. But yeah, I was thinking okay, I could fill it up with maybe some organ meats and stuff, make it actually kind of like an actual you know, over I guess fresh meal. But I actually haven't been able to find. Hi, go ahead and eat it. I don't want it. I actually haven't been able to find a good butcher up here that actually has offal like that. And honestly, that there's been a shortage of just everything since I've been out here, to be honest. I don't know. I don't exactly know what's going on with that. I haven't actually really looked into the details, but honestly, since COVID, there's just been a shortage on a lot of stuff. And that's great. That's Samara being a butthead. She's gotten a lot better. Like, she doesn't actually bark that often anymore. But she still makes a whole bunch of noise, which, you know, we need to work on. So it's like, it's slow progress, but it's progress. Even her, maybe I'll do a video of that today. My house is a mess, as per usual. But maybe I'll get a video of her being inside the house, like her coming inside the house. So usually her first time inside the house in the day, she's the quietest then. Every other time, she just spends like 5 minutes and then she'll bark. Usually it's like something, I mean, I actually don't know, because like Doberman Mastiffs are incredibly smart. So Samara has this thing where she'll look away and bark instead of looking at me and bark, or looking at the dogs and barking. But what she hasn't really understand is that any barking gets her put up in the back in the playpen. She hasn't really got that together yet. So yeah, girls, choose so you don't puke it up. She hasn't really got that down yet. So you know, but she well, so we'll have to get that, basically, long story short. So it looks like she might have gotten the wings off. Maybe she's working on the legs. Or unless she already got the legs off too. I've been talking and not paying attention, y'all. As long as she's not choking, I kind of leave her to her devices. Her own devices, sorry. Advices. Oh well. Yeah, I think she took all the legs off too. Yeah, the skin is tough. And then the breast is real thick, so she's got to figure that out. What I might have to do is break it down for her, but I'm going to try to give it to her and see if she can do it on her own. But I do have a bit of a mallet that I can use to crunch some stuff up. So if it does come to it where she... Yeah, take it easy. If she does give up on it, which I doubt. I think that even if she did, she'd be a little bit protective of it. So I'll definitely have to like fuss at her and tell her to sit, stay, whatever. But anyway, I'm not worried about getting it back from her. We'll just see if she can tackle this now. Because the skin is tough. There's skin on it. The skin is tough to get off. Like I said, the whole rib cage is, you know, it's not like in pieces like, oh no, she has a wing left that she can get. The whole rib cage is like, it's a big part. It's not like a small piece like a Cornish hen leg or, you know, the wing. So, you know, it's a big part to chew off. So, or to chew up. Now whining, I don't know how actually well you can hear them whining, but there's Samara that's whining in the playroom, and Kratos is in his pen. He's eaten. He just ate. So that's him. You guys might hear his whining, but got the dogos up for this. And so Kratos will also have a Cornish hen for his birthday. His birthday is coming up in November 29th. So yeah, in a couple months, but it's coming up. And then Paco has the next birthday, which is in April. And then Samara isn't until June. So next year. She's working on getting that skin off. The skin is tough. It's just, its skin is chewy. So it's just, it takes a little bit more work from her jaws or whatever to actually like tear it off. I think she would be doing it better tearing it off. Excuse you. What are you doing? It actually baffles me when Paco does things like this. Like, oh, I want to get in to see what's going on in here. And I want part of the fun. Because Paco's actually the least confident dog I have. But he's a sweet boy. He's a sweet old man, I guess. He's not really a boy anymore. He's 11 years old, by the way. he's my old man. But he's out of, like, he avoids the dog, right? He's my, sorry, I know you guys want to see him. But he's my, he's the one dog that I have that doesn't really want to bother with anybody else, any of the other dogs. He's a people person. He's not a dog person. That's for Paco. But sometimes I'll have food for the other dogs out. And other dogs will be eating it, but he'd be kind of lurking around the corners and stuff. Like he wants to try to get in and get something, which is just out of character for Paco. Maybe he's getting too old to the part where he doesn't really care. He's like, you know what? I'm a senior around here. Y'all better treat me right, which is not a dog world thing. Like, you know, old age, in fact, would be. What is this right here, man? He always has something in his fur. That is just the cons of having long fur. Anyway, sorry guys. I was just thinking. But yeah, usually he stays away from other dogs, like, as much as possible. But lately he's been, like, acting like he's trying to get in on somebody else's food, which is just not gonna fly with any of my dogs. Any of my other dogs, so I don't know how many people are actually gonna watch this since my Dogo Action Masters are not in here. But I was kind of thinking, so one of the things that I did with Kratos and Jack. So Kratos, as a puppy, was very similar, not incredibly similar. Samara is definitely more confident, but regardless, Kratos still had the kind of like, okay, I'm gonna dominate everybody in here kind of thing. And so basically, I was kind of, as a puppy, puppies play really rude, and as a puppy, he would just be doing things that were just outlandish when playing with Jack, even though Jack's a crazy lady, like, don't get me wrong, but Jack was smaller, and at that time, and he would just be like, I don't know, he'd be doing the most. So there's a situation to where I was doing training with both of them, and Jack had a bowl of food, and so basically, she didn't have a bowl of food, but I gave her a bowl of food. So she didn't necessarily have it in general, but I gave her a bowl of food. And just because I was curious to see what Kratos would do. And he did go over there, as puppies do, to try to get in on it. And Jack had corrected him. And Kratos, he yelped, of course, but then he kind of barked back, but didn't actually go near her food again. And from then on, Kratos has had a fairly good understanding of boundaries when it comes to dogs. And so I'm thinking I should do the same thing with Samara. And it won't happen now. I'm much more focused on, I want to get her legs fixed out, but, checked out and stuff before I do anything else. But I might do that with Samara. But honestly, the thing is that, like, the thing is with Kratos, I really wanted him to be corrected because in puppy class, he was the biggest dog, right? He was the biggest dog, so technically if he wanted to be the bully, he could be. And I kind of knew he was going to be a big guy anyway, so I wanted him to be corrected by dogs at a younger age so that he understands that, okay, I can't just do whatever I want, right? And so that kind of worked, I really didn't have many problems with Kratos, except for his second day of puppy class. His second day of puppy class, he basically just tried to, like, dominate the whole thing, like, dominate all the dogs. Not necessarily dominate, but control things. Like, he wouldn't go over there and, like, dominate the other dogs, but he'd be like, okay, I'm being pet by this person, you guys can't come near, things like that. So, and then sometimes he'd be like, okay, you guys are playing too rough, so now I have to come over there and correct y'all, which is just unnecessary. Luckily, I didn't have a problem with that after his second day. Not really the first day, he was just kind of checking things out. But anyway, point is that was Kratos, but he did fairly well. Samara has a different temperament, and so part of me really wants to put her in a situation where she would get corrected by my dogs. As you guys know, Kratos is very lenient with her. You see how he just lets her crawl over her. So my thoughts are to possibly, set up a situation very similar to what I did with him and Jack, to where I give him a bowl of food so that he can't just take and run away with. And then let Samara get corrected. And the fact of the matter is, like, Kratos had already corrected Samara. So, that was the first day? Was the first night? One of those first days when I got Samara. I think it was the first night here. I kind of wanted to see how she would interact with the dogs behind the barrier when they had food. And, well, except for Paco. I usually don't do too much with Paco because Paco, what I want them to do with Paco is literally just leave him alone. Like, ignore that he exists because he doesn't play with any other dogs. He doesn't want to be bothered, right? And so, anyhow, so basically, Jack was eating in here in her slow feeder. And, so Samara's on the other side of this gate right here, where Paco is. And Jack was kind of basically where I'm sitting right now, eating with her bowl of food. And so I let Jack have her food, so she was eating it. Then I brought Samara over on the other side of the gate, and Samara growled at Jack, and Jack kind of backed off the food, which I thought was really interesting. Like, I don't know if it was a higher value item like this, what she would do. She'd probably correct Samara, but I thought that was just interesting in general because Jack, even with plain food, is super, super protective over it, right? You okay, missus? You okay? I'm just doing okay. She's actually not. I'm gonna have Rachel come in here and clean after her because Jack is a mess. She's the mess eater. You gonna puke? I wouldn't be surprised if she does. Like I said, I wanted it frozen so she would, take it a little bit slower and actually get like small pieces that are easy to digest, but you're moving kind of close over here, Miss Lady. No, that's not your intention. Anyway, so yeah, so Jack backed off her food, right? And so I did the same with Kratos. Kratos was eating his playpen, and Samara was on the other side. A nice playpen in the kennel that I have in the living room. And Samara was just out on the carpet outside, right? And Kratos barked at her. And Samara was just like, okay, cool, bye. So it might be a situation to where if I do set them up to where, sorry, I'm just watching her because she's getting close. And we haven't really done, like, we kind of do every once in a while do some training with her food to where I get it to where she's not trying to grab her food from me. But this is a different situation. So I'm just watching her body language and whatever to make sure she's not going to get any ideas of, like, I'm getting too close to her because I ain't moved. Hi, Mama Mings. What's going on? This is a really hard angle to get. She's getting it, though. I don't have a little bit left to get. That's a good girl, Mama. That's a good girl. Hi. That's a good girl. A bit of a tail wag, but for the most part, you guys can't even see it. For the most part, she's focused on eating. I should probably get up now because honestly, she's gonna give me the nasty raw chicken kisses. Oh yeah, that's the frozen probably inside of it. You done, Mama Mies? Oh, your good girl. Who's your good girl? No raw chicken kisses. Okay. So, you guys, I don't know when people actually watch this because none of my doggos are right here, but yeah. So, long story short, Samara might not try to take Kratos' food because Kratos really kind of already corrected her the first day. But, we'll see. And also, I kind of have, and I'll talk about this in a different video because I know a lot of people are not going to want to watch this. But, Samara's going to be my alpha dog. Honestly, at this point, the way that she's going, the way that I've seen her develop, she's going to be my alpha. Like, kind of even, like, Kratos will be an alpha male because he's the only male that will have in this house intact. But I do strongly believe that if I had another male in this house that was intact and, already established here, that Kratos would not be the dominant. It's just really not in his personality. He wants to, but he doesn't really have the confidence behind it. But Samara's about to be queen around here, under me, of course. But she's about to be queen around here. So I kind of hesitate to put her in no situation simply because she's not going to stay the underdog, and, like, I don't want her to feel like, hello, baby girl. Hi, I don't want no kisses. I don't want no kisses. Oh, my goodness. She has this thing where she leans against me. Ooh, let me stand up. Well, happy birthday, Mama Mies. Happy birthday. You've been with me. Actually, not quite as long. You've been with me for a long time, Mama Mies. You was a year old. Look at that. She don't have any food left, but she smells of chicken. She smells like chicken. So she's like, little dog, I ain't doing none of it. Oh, your happy birthday. Oh, you're a good girl, Mama. Oh, you're a good girl. Yes, happy birthday. I love her to death. She's my crazy lady, like, don't get me wrong, but she's literally the most affectionate dog I have. Anytime I'm ready to cuddle, Mrs. is down. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video here. So, thanks for enjoying. We'll do, like I said, we'll do the same with Kratos, which will be more interested for people who actually subscribe to the channel for Dog Mastiffs. But anyhow, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.